Welcome back to Throttle Tribe. Today we're counting down the 12 motorcycle engines that refuse to die, ranked by real-world mileage from actual riders who've put these machines through hell and back. We're talking about courier bikes with astronomical mileage, touring rigs that have crossed every continent, and that one Honda in your neighbor's garage that's older than his kids but still fires up every morning. Stick around because number 3 on this list is going to make every Harley guy in the comments section lose their minds. Before we dive into that, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more unbeatable motorcycle deals. Number 12, Suzuki DR650 single, 1996 to present. Starting in at number 12, we've got the Suzuki DR650, the air-cooled single that's basically the cockroach of the motorcycle world. This thing could survive a nuclear apocalypse and still ask for nothing more than an oil change. The secret? It's so under stress that running at highway speeds is basically the equivalent of idling for this engine. Most owners report hitting 80,000 miles before even thinking about a valve adjustment. And here's the controversial bit. Some riders are reaching 120,000 miles on the original piston with zero drama. The one weak spot everyone warns you about is the neutral sending unit, NSU, which tends to loosen up or leak oil around the 40,000 mile mark. But it's a $20 fix and takes 15 minutes if you know what you're doing. The maintenance secret that keeps these engines alive? Use conventional oil, not synthetic. I know that sounds backwards, but this old-school design actually prefers the slightly thicker film of conventional 10W40. The engine is so simple that third-world mechanics can rebuild it with a hammer and a prayer, which is why it's the unofficial bike of the DR support crews everywhere. Sliding into number 11, we have the legendary Yamaha FJR1300, a sport touring monster that's built like a bank vault and runs like a bullet train. Since its debut in 2001, the FJR has earned a reputation for being one of the most durable, low-maintenance long-distance motorcycles ever created. Its 1,298 cubic centimeters inline-4 is so overbuilt that it barely breaks a sweat cruising at 90 miles per hour all day. Many riders report hitting 150,000 to 200,000 miles with nothing more than basic maintenance, oil, tires, brake pads, and the occasional spark plug change. There are documented examples pushing 300,000 plus miles on the original engine. The shaft drive eliminates chain maintenance, and the engine's valve check interval is an impressive 26,000 miles, one of the highest in the class. Even better, it actually holds its adjustment. Some owners go through multiple checks without needing a single shim. The only recurring complaints are the heat management on early models and a few electrical gremlins on high-mileage bikes, but nothing catastrophic or wallet-destroying. Compared to its European rivals with $1,200 service bills, the FJR is practically a charity case. This is the bike police departments, iron butt riders, and cross-continent tourers choose when they want speed, comfort, and bulletproof reliability in one package. The FJR 1300 isn't just durable, it's legendary. If you think this bike is impressive, just wait until you see what's coming up next. Rolling in at number 10, we've got the Honda ST1300, a sport touring machine so reliable it became the default choice for police departments around the world. Known as the Pan-European outside the US, the ST1300 combines bulletproof engineering with the kind of long-distance comfort that makes 1,000-mile days feel almost effortless. Its 1,261 cubic centimeters V4 engine is one of Honda's finest pieces of engineering, smooth, torquey, and almost impossible to kill. Riders routinely report 200,000 plus miles on original motors, and there are multiple examples going well past 300,000 miles with only routine maintenance. The V4 runs so cleanly and with so little vibration that many owners joke their ST will outlive them. Valve checks come every 16,000 miles, but here's the fun part. The clearances rarely move. Many riders go through several check intervals without needing any adjustment at all. Add in Honda's ultra-reliable shaft drive, and you're looking at a machine with almost zero surprise maintenance costs. The only recurring issue worth mentioning is the heat. Early models were known for roasting the rider's thighs on hot days, and the bike's nearly 700-pound curb weight means parking lot maneuvers require some respect. But once you're moving, the ST1300 shrinks around you and becomes shockingly easy to handle for its size. This is the bike iron butt veterans choose when they want comfort, stability, and long-haul durability without European maintenance bills. The ST1300 isn't flashy, but when the odometer hits 6 digits and keeps on climbing, it becomes very clear why this machine is on the list. At number 9, we have the Kawasaki KLR650, a motorcycle so famously tough that it's been used by the US military, adventure travelers, and riders who think oil changes are just suggestions. This is the bike you buy when you want to cross continents, outrun civilization, and come back with the same spark plug you left with. Its 651 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine is about as basic as it gets, but that's exactly why it lasts forever. It's air and liquid cooled, under-stressed, and built with the mechanical simplicity of a farm tractor. Many owners report 100,000 miles with nothing more than routine maintenance, and there are documented machines reaching 150,000 plus miles without ever being opened. The real magic is how the KLR keeps going even when neglected. Low on oil, bad gas, sand, mud, didn't clean the air filter for 6 years. A KLR will still drag itself home because it simply refuses to die. Of course, no legend is perfect. Early models had the famous doohickey issue, Kawasaki's nickname for the cam chain tensioner lever that liked to crack or lose tension over time. But replacing it with the $50 aftermarket upgrade solves the problem forever. Apart from that, the KLR is about as drama-free as motorcycles come. The KLR650 isn't fast, it isn't fancy, and it won't win any spec sheet battles. But when you're broken down in the middle of Bolivia, surrounded by llamas and questionable fuel, this is the bike you wish you were riding. This machine earns its place because it's proof that reliability isn't about technology. It's about durability, simplicity, and the ability to take abuse better than any rider can dish it out. Loving this bike? Hold on tight. The next one will blow you away. Coming in at number 8, we've got the Honda Goldwing GL1800, a motorcycle so smooth, so overbuilt, and so mechanically flawless that some riders swear it will outlive the human race. If you want a bike that can cross the country again and again without a hiccup, this is the one you buy. Powered by Honda's iconic 1832 cubic centimeter flat-six engine, the GL1800 is often called the Rolls-Royce of motorcycles. And for good reason. The engine is perfectly balanced, runs whisper quiet, and produces enough torque to pull a small trailer without breaking a sweat. Many Goldwing owners report 300,000 to 400,000 miles, and there are documented examples surpassing 1 million miles on the original engine. Yes, you heard that right. 1 million miles. What makes it so indestructible? Precision engineering and an engine that is barely working, even at highway speeds. The flat-six configuration produces almost no vibration, meaning less stress on components, fewer failures, and astonishing longevity. Add Honda's bomb-proof shaft drive and famously reliable electronics, and you have a motorcycle designed to outpace time itself. The only real downside is weight. At nearly 900 pounds fully loaded, this bike is a land yacht. But once it's moving, the engineering magic takes over. The GL1800 feels nimble, stable, and planted in ways no motorcycle this heavy has any right to. The handling is so good that riders joke the Goldwing corners better than half the sport bikes from the early 2000s. The Goldwing earns this spot not just because it's reliable, but because it set the standard for long-distance motorcycles everywhere. This is the bike you buy when you want comfort, engineering excellence, and an engine that might actually outlive the universe. Lucky number 7 goes to the Suzuki V-Strom 650's legendary V-twin, essentially the SV650 engine, detuned for eternal life. This thing is the Toyota Corolla of motorcycle engines, utterly boring, absolutely indestructible. Courier services love these bikes because they'll rack up 180,000 miles on nothing but regular maintenance and maybe a couple of valve clearance checks. Here's the controversial truth. The first-generation engines, 2004 to 2011, are actually tougher than the newer ones. Sure, the new models are smoother, cleaner, and more refined, but the original variant was overbuilt to the point of absurdity. It's one of those rare engines where engineers seem to care more about durability than cost savings. The only recurring issue is the stator, which tends to fail around 60,000 miles. But aftermarket replacements are not only cheaper than OEM, they're also more reliable. Fix it once and forget about it. Keep fresh fluids running through it every 3,500 miles, and this engine will still be running when your great-grandkids are learning to ride. The secret? These engines actually prefer being lugged around at low RPM. Treat it like a tractor, not a racehorse, and it'll outlive most motorcycles on the road today. At number 6, we have Yamaha's Super Tenere 1200, a parallel twin adventure machine that riders swear by, and for good reason. This 1,199 cubic centimeter twin uses a cross-plane crankshaft design that reduces internal stress across the entire engine. The result? Power plants that routinely push past 150,000 miles without any major engine work. The reliability is so strong that Yamaha confidently offers a yes extended warranty up to 5 years, because they know it won't break. Here's something almost nobody mentions. These engines actually run better on regular 87-octane fuel than on premium. The compression ratio and ignition timing were engineered for worldwide fuel availability, and running premium can even lead to carbon buildup over time. There's also a maintenance item most owners skip, but absolutely shouldn't: cleaning the air filter every 6,000 miles. This engine gulps air like a marathon runner, and a clogged filter is the quickest way to kill one prematurely. And of course, that cross-plane crank gives the Super Tenere a sound similar to a V-twin, which never fails to confuse Harley riders at stoplights. Halfway through our list at number 5 is the Kawasaki Versys 650's parallel twin, essentially a detuned Ninja 650 engine that will run until the sun burns out. This engine is so reliable that Kawasaki has barely changed it in 17 years of production. Riders routinely report 140,000 plus miles with nothing more than basic, routine maintenance. Here's the plot twist. These engines actually last longer when used for commuting and stop-and-go traffic than for long-distance touring. The constant heat cycling from daily urban riding helps prevent carbon buildup, keeping the engine clean and running strong. There is one thing, however, that can kill these engines: neglecting coolant changes. Replace the coolant every 2 years, religiously, or you may watch your water pump impeller disintegrate around 80,000 miles. Other than that, this power plant is so dependable that insurance companies in some countries actually give discounts for Versys ownership, simply because they know you're unlikely to file a claim. Number 4 might surprise you: Honda's humble CB500 twin, the engine that powers the CB500F, CB500X, and CB500R. This little 471 cubic centimeter motor is putting up mileage numbers that embarrass bikes with 3 times the displacement. Riding schools are seeing 200,000 plus miles on these engines with nothing more than basic servicing. And remember, they're being abused daily by novice riders. Here's what's crazy. This engine was originally designed with a target lifespan of around 60,000 miles for the average rider, but Honda over-engineered it so heavily that it routinely triples that number. So what's the secret sauce? The engine operates at extremely low stress levels, with peak power arriving at just 8,500 RPM. It's a gentle, efficient, under-stressed workhorse, which is exactly why it lasts so long. And here's a maintenance hack nobody mentions. If your CB500 is past 50,000 miles, run 1 grade thicker oil than the manual recommends. The slightly worn tolerances actually perform better with 10W40 instead of the factory-recommended 10W30. These engines are so dependable that European courier companies are converting their entire fleets to the CB500X. When businesses that rely on constant daily use start switching over, Honda built something special. Okay, here comes number 3, and this is where the traditionalists are going to lose their minds. The Yamaha MT-07's cross-plane-inspired parallel twin is proving to be one of the most promising reliability success stories in modern motorcycling. While it's only been around since 2014, early adopters are already pushing past 80,000 miles with zero engine issues. Riding schools that adopted them are reporting exceptional durability, far better than the older training bikes they used to rely on. Now for the controversial part: this engine design is showing better long-term reliability indicators than most Harleys, costs half as much to maintain, and makes more power while doing it. The 689 cubic centimeter twin uses a 270-degree crank, giving it smoother power delivery, reduced mechanical stress, and a character similar to a V-twin, but with modern efficiency and simplicity. The only real weakness is the clutch. which can start slipping around 40,000 miles if you ride hard. But a simple $200 upgrade kit with heavy-duty springs solves that problem completely. These engines are so good that Yamaha has reused the exact same basic architecture in everything from the Tenere 700 to the R7, a clear sign of just how confident they are in the platform. Mark my words, in 10 years, we'll be seeing these engines with 200,000 plus miles without any major work. Number 2, Honda ST1300 V4, 2003 to 2012. The runner-up position goes to Honda's ST1300 V4. And if you think this is too high on the list, then you haven't talked to the iron butt riders who regularly put 200,000 to 300,000 miles on these machines without breaking a sweat. This 1261 cubic centimeter V4 is essentially a scaled-up, detuned VFR engine built for one purpose: near infinite longevity. The longitudinal engine mounting improves cooling efficiency, and the shaft drive eliminates chain maintenance entirely. And here's the mind-blowing part. Police departments and iron butt competitors have documented multiple cases of these engines surpassing 250,000 miles on original internals, needing nothing more than routine maintenance. Sure, the plastics may fade over time, and the seat might wear out, but the engine just keeps going, like the Energizer Bunny on premium fuel. And the maintenance secret? It's almost stupidly simple. Follow Honda's service intervals exactly as written, run Honda HP 4 synthetic oil, and keep the cooling system immaculate. That's literally it. These engines were so reliable that Honda eventually stopped producing the ST1300, partly because owners weren't buying new ones. They just kept riding the same bike for decades. And the number one most reliable motorcycle engine that will literally last forever, the Honda Goldwing. But here's the kicker. It's not just the modern flat six models. We're talking about everything from Zenzart's 1975 GL1000 that hit 1 million documented miles in Wisconsin to Phil Steiner's 2015 model that has already crossed 700,000 miles on the original engine. The flat six design from 2001 to 2017 routinely reaches 300,000 miles without breaking a sweat. But even the original flat 4 GL1000S are legendary for their longevity. The flat engine layout provides perfect primary balance, virtually zero vibration, and spreads heat across multiple cylinders instead of concentrating it into a few. These engines are so understressed that they're basically coasting through life. Here's the part nobody expects. Maintenance is easier than on most sport bikes. Valve adjustment intervals on the six-cylinder models are a massive 32,000 miles, and even then, the valves rarely need any correction. Zenzart's million-mile GL1000 went through multiple seats, wheels, and exhaust systems, but the original engine kept humming along with nothing more than regular, consistent maintenance. And here's a secret Goldwing owners swear by. Use conventional oil in the older models, not synthetic, because the tolerances were engineered for it. For the newer models, regular Mobil 1, synthetic from Walmart, works perfectly and costs a third of what motorcycle-specific oils demand. When an engine can literally run for 1 million miles, it's obvious Honda did something extraordinary. So, there you have it. 12 engines that laugh at high mileage and beg for more. From simple thumpers that third-world mechanics can fix with basic tools to complex six-cylinder marvels that run smoother than Swiss watches, the common thread is simple. Proper maintenance beats fancy technology every single time. The real truth about engine longevity: it's 20% engineering and 80% maintenance. Change your fluids when you should, not when you feel like it. Check the valves even when the engine sounds perfect. Keep the air filter clean, the cooling system fresh, and do the boring stuff no one posts on Instagram. And your engine will outlive you. If you made it this far, you're exactly the kind of rider who values bomb-proof reliability over flashy spec sheets. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. And drop a comment with your bike and current mileage. I want to hear from the high-mileage heroes out there. What's your secret? What maintenance saved your engine? And which bike on this list surprised you the most? And remember, life's too short to ride unreliable motorcycles. Unless they're Italian, then it's just part of the charm. Ride safe, wrench smart, and I'll see you in the next one.